2 summers ago, this man averaged 24 points a game. Right now, as you're watching this, no team in the NBA will sign him. He didn't get injured into retirement. He didn't age out. He's 24 years old and he can still score with almost anyone in the league. The reason he can't get a job isn't on the court. It's in the fine print of a rule the NBA sells as protection. This is the story of how the league built a cage, called it a safeguard, and watched one of its best young scorers walk straight into it. His name is Cam Thomas, 5th-year guard, drafted 27th overall by the Brooklyn Nets. A microwave scorer, the kind who can drop 30 on any given night.
Unbelievable. I've had Jamal Crawford, I've had Lou Williams, and now I have Cam Thomas, and very similar. They're all different in their own ways. But Cam wants to do right. He wants to play well. You can see that. And we're going to give him every opportunity. I mean, the guy is a natural scorer.
2 summers ago, he did everything a young player is told to do. He produced. He believed in himself. He followed the exact path the system lays out for a player who wants to get paid. And the system left him nothing. Because the rule that governs a player like Cam Thomas, restricted free agency, is not what you've been told it is. You've been told it protects young players. It does the opposite. And to see how, you have to follow the money he was never allowed to make. Start in the summer of 2025. Cam Thomas is a restricted free agent. His rookie deal is up, and he's chasing the contract that's supposed to come after a breakout year. He had the scoring for it over his last 3 seasons, 21 points a game. The year before free agency, 24. He looked at guards in his tier, scorers putting up his kind of numbers, and saw deals worth $30, $32, $34 million a year. Now, be honest about who he is, because it matters. Cam Thomas is not a perfect player. He doesn't defend, and front offices knew it. But a 24-point scorer, even a flawed one, is a rotation piece on all 30 teams in this league. The market for a player like that is never supposed to be zero. So, when his own team, the Nets, offered him 2 years and $30 million, he turned it down. He believed he was worth more. On an open market, he might have been. But here's the first thing the rule does. It decides who's even allowed to make him an offer. Because Cam Thomas was restricted, and a restricted free agent by rule can be matched. Any contract another team offers, his current team can simply match and keep him, which means from a rival team side, there's no reason to bid at all. Why spend weeks building a deal you'll just watch get matched? Why do another team's work for them? So the offers never come. Not because he isn't good enough, because the rule makes bidding on him pointless. There's a second layer, and it's the one that seals the cage. This was the first full offseason under the weight of the 23 collective bargaining agreement. And under that deal, teams all did the same thing at once. They locked up their own players early, on extensions, before free agency even opened. When every team spends early, the cash left for free agency dries up. That summer, exactly one team in the entire league had real money to spend: the Nets. Cam Thomas's own team. Every other franchise was capped out, holding a mid-level exception at most. Sit with that. A restricted free agent can only be pried loose by an outside offer. But there were no outside offers because there was no outside money. The only team that could pay him was the one team that already held his rights and had no reason to raise its own price. And he wasn't alone in there. 3 other young first-rounders, Jonathan Kuminga, Josh Giddey, Quentin Grimes, hit the same wall the same summer, frozen. Not because the league decided they were bad, because the rule and the math combined to erase their market. So, what do you do when the system won't let anyone pay you? The rule offers exactly one way out, and it's a trap dressed up as a choice. You see this guy, 24 points a game, and not one team in the league allowed to pay him what that's worth. He didn't do anything wrong. The rule did this to him. Now, watch what it makes him do next. The one escape the rule offers is called the qualifying offer. It's a 1-year contract. In his case, about $6 million, and it does one thing the long-term deals wouldn't. It lets him become a fully unrestricted free agent the following summer. No matching, no cage. A real market. Around the league, they have a name for the qualifying offer. They call it the nuclear option. Because of the cost, the highlight reels never show you. For one full season, you are betting on your own body. Stay healthy, play well, and you walk into free agency and get paid. Get hurt, have one down year, and the bet is gone, with no guaranteed contract behind you to catch the fall. Cam Thomas signed it anyway. He turned down $30 million guaranteed dollars and bet everything on one healthy season to reach a market that would actually bid. And then his body broke. A hamstring. The same injury that had nagged him before cost him 20 games. When he did play, the numbers dipped, and the Nets, a team that never wanted this standoff, did the coldest, most rational thing the rule allows. In February, they waived him. A 24-point scorer, cut loose in the middle of the season. He caught on with Milwaukee for the veteran's minimum, the smallest contract the league offers for the rest of the year. Then Milwaukee let him go too.
Didn't start out well, so it's always tough when you don't start off well. So it's an uphill battle from there to that point. But all I saw was that we didn't start off well. They played harder, getting up and down, making shots. So they just had the momentum from the get-go, and we didn't answer to it. So it was just bad start, and it hurt us in the end.
He bet on himself exactly the way the system told him to, and the system walked him from $30 million down to $6, down to the minimum, down to nothing. Maybe you're thinking this is just one guy who overplayed his hand. It isn't, and the proof comes from the last person you'd expect, the most powerful agent in the sport. Rich Paul represents LeBron James and runs the biggest agency in basketball. When one of his own clients, Brandon Ingram, was headed toward free agency, Paul made sure he never got there. He got him traded and extended instead. His reason, in his own words: had Ingram reached the open market, there was, quote, not much opportunity there. That the deal probably wouldn't have been waiting for him if they got to, quote, free agency. The most connected agent alive looked at free agency, the place we're told players finally get paid, and decided it was somewhere to keep his client away from. Because he understood what Cam Thomas learned the hard way. Under this system, for most players, the open market isn't a payday, it's a cliff. And it isn't only the players who bet wrong. Go back to Jonathan Kuminga, another of those 4 frozen men. He didn't take the qualifying offer, he signed the deal his team put in front of him. But that deal carried a team option, the control belonging to the team, not to him. And they used it exactly as designed. They traded him at the deadline. And his new team declined the option and sent him back to free agency. His 3rd team in a year, and every time the choice was someone else's.
I have nothing against Jonathan Kuminga, him or a player, but the outsized interest in what happens to him is mind-boggling to me. The amount of attention and coverage that is paid to Jonathan Kuminga's contractual situation, I cannot compute it. Okay? I just can't compute it.
Nobody in this story broke a rule. The Nets acted rationally. Every other team acted rationally. The rule did precisely what it was written to do. That's the whole point. This isn't a scandal, it's the design. Restricted free agency is sold as protection, a way to keep teams from losing their young talent for nothing. And it does protect someone. It protects the team's control over a player's price for years. At the exact moment that player has finally earned the right to set it himself. Cam Thomas did everything the system asked. He produced, he believed in himself, he bet on himself. And as of the summer this video went up, one of the best young scorers in the NBA, a man who averaged 24 points a game, cannot get a single team to sign him. The rule worked exactly as written. That's the problem. If you don't agree with the math, show us the document. This is Beyond the Buzzer.